This is a regular spark plug, this is a side gap spark plug, and this is a homemade side gap spark plug. What has more power? What is better? Regular spark plug, side gap spark plug, kind of. Homemade side gap spark plug. I was on the internet a few days ago and I stumbled upon a video that showed a guy getting a normal spark plug, cutting some of the tip off so it looked something like this one, and it's called side gapping your spark plug. What does everyone want? Everyone wants more power. Will this give us more power? Now let's talk about how this actually works. Why would you do this? Now in a video I saw on YouTube, it showed a regular spark plug. The spark kind of dances around and moves around.
Side gapping spark plugs has been used in racing for years to increase horsepower by unshrouding the spark, thus allowing the flame created to propagate faster, resulting in a more complete burning of the fuel-air mix. In this example, a used spark plug is compared to a cleaned one. Notice how the spark dances around the electrode, creating an erratic current. However, if you compare it to the same spark plug that is now side gapped, you will notice the steady current across the electrode, creating a saturated electric arc.
There's two main reasons you'll want to side gap your spark plug. Number one is because it exposes the spark a lot. The spark will be much more exposed. With a normal plug, say the fuel air mixture is here, the top piece is covering some of the spark. And you would cut it so that the spark is more open to the cylinder. Now the other reason could possibly be for a more direct spark, more laser-like a laser beam. This spark plug is kind of side gapped, as you can see. It's more exposed. This spark plug is from my KX100. So my KX100 kind of has like a side gap spark plug. So the spark is a little more exposed. But today, on my XR100, we're gonna take the normal spark plug, cut it, have the spark go to the side, and see if we get more power. Let's rip this bike a few times before I touch it, just show you what a few poles look like, and then we'll get to cutting. Let's take this thing out and look at the spark before we modify it. That's what it looks like now, typical spark plug. You can see it hangs over and it's kind of blocking the spark. Let's get a close-up of the spark now. So you can see it's kind of dancing around a bit. Let's cut it. Now I did this, it's like a test run, and I think I cut too much. There we go. I want more. Alright. That's definitely a difference. The gap before was 0.28 or 0.028. Yeah, it's pretty big. Definitely close enough. Look at that, open the top up completely. Definitely at an angle now. It is also shooting down, hitting the frame. Let's try this thing out. It's time for 10 more horsepower. bogging a little more than it was before. In second gear, it was bogging when I would go full throttle. I'd have to ease into it. I'm gonna make the gap a little bigger, because it might be a slight bit smaller than it was before. This is the gap right now. It's not terribly off. If this doesn't make a big difference, I think after this, I'm gonna just try cutting a lot off. All right, let's try this and then cut a lot off. I'll just cut so much off of it. Time to chop this thing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, what have I done? What have I done? I mean, the gap is a little too big. I can make it smaller, but that really is gonna shoot completely sideways now. This thing is cut up. That's bad. Will it run or do we chop it up too much? It wants to. I'm gonna drive it. If anything noticeable happens, I'll film it. But I'm gonna just drive this really quick and just see if I feel a difference. There's nothing too noticeable. It ran good though. I'm not gonna. It ran really good. For how messed up the spark, that ran really good. I'm gonna make the gap a little smaller. Maybe we'll test that out and I'll film that. This is our end result after everything we've done here today. It is very side gapped now. I've really messed this thing up. It'll start. For a spark plug that's that messed up, it's not bad. In conclusion, does side gapping your spark plug give you power? I don't know. Quickly, one thing I noticed, it didn't bog that time. In second gear, when I went full throttle, it didn't bog, it just went. Now, it doesn't feel like it has more power. If anything, it feels slower, but we have been just gunning it back and forth over and over. So it definitely doesn't feel faster, that I can tell. That's why we need a motorcycle dyno. I need to get a motorcycle dyno so I can test this. Or some way to calculate accurately if we're making power. I'm gonna keep that messed up one in there for now, because it works. Very nice.